amigos, welcome to Latinos in Michigan TV, Talentos Latinos. I'm your host, Liliana Ospina Herstred. We are at our office in Howell, Michigan. Thank you for following us. Thank you for watching our content. Today, we have a very special guest, two guests actually. We have Andrea Guajardo and Dr. Isabel Montemayor from the Michigan Hispanic Latino Commission. And we are very excited because for Hispanic Heritage Month, they had a special show called Mistica. So we welcome Andrea Guajardo and Dr. Isabel Montemayor. Welcome to Latinos in Michigan. I'm very excited. So I was telling the community that for Hispanic Heritage Month and also for Dia de los Muertos, right? You guys are going to be showing at the Wharton Center for Performing Arts in Lansing the show Mistica, which is, I love the name Mistica, like mysterious. I really like it. So welcome, Andrea and Dr. Montemayor. And please tell us a little bit of about the event and the ballet.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having us. So I'll tell you a little bit about the event and the show. Mistica, yes, mysterious, mystical. It's all of those things. And it is a show about Dia de Muertos. It honors those who we loved and who we've lost. It's a show that was created during the pandemic. So we started creating it in 2020. And it kind of started off as one dance that was a memorial piece for a community of people who were some of our biggest supporters in New York City. And it's interesting because a lot of the pieces, because they were created in the pandemic in quarantine from our tiny little rooms and spaces at home, a lot of the pieces start off like very stationary in one special or in a spotlight. And then the second half opens up and we use the whole stage. So a lot of these pieces, we created the first half of them from our little rooms at home. So it's really unique in that way. But yeah, Mistica is different than any other Dia de Muertos show that you've seen because as opposed to using calavera or, the sugar skull face paint, we transport the audience into the afterlife a little bit further by the use of black light. So yes, as you see in this image, we use these really, really cool blacklight unitards that really make us look like skeletons or like we're floating once you go into Act 2. So Act 1 is very ritualistic. We are paying homage to those who we lost. It takes place in the physical world. And then we follow a character into the afterlife, and all of Act 2 is in blacklight. So it's a beautiful show. It's really fun for families, for people of all ages. Love the show. It's just a good time. You're going to come, you're going to laugh, you're going to cry, you're going to, feel all the emotions.
And this is one of the shows that the Dr. Isabel Montemayor and the Hispanic Latino Commission is supporting in Michigan. I mean, just to let you know, guys, the Hispanic Latino Commission is one of the sponsors of the Talentos Latinos Awards, and you're being a sponsor in more events with the Hispanic community, and we are very grateful with you and the Latino Commission, Dr. Montemayor, for that.
Yeah, so our commission just this past year, sponsored over 26 Hispanic serving, Latinx serving organizations throughout the state. And as kind of a final, celebration for Hispanic Heritage Month, the commission voted and decided to bring Ballet Nepantla to the Wharton Center. And we're just overjoyed to be able to supply the community with this amazing, performance. I've had the privilege to see other performances by Ballet Nepantla, and just super excited to have them here in Michigan. The story that the performance tells and the group in general, the performers in this group tell is often a story of, in-betweenness, liminality, and as we all know, emerged kind of from the border. So I think it's especially important for us to understand that the border and the experience of being kind of in between as immigrants living in the United States, living in Michigan, as second, third generation Latinos, is something felt by all Latinos. And this is a wonderful expression and representation of what Latinos need to see in the performing arts. And we're just happy to provide that for the community, as well as utilize it as a tool for teaching other communities about our rich history and our symbolic culture. So just overjoyed to be able to, provide this amazing opportunity for the public. It's free of charge. Open to the public, not just people in East Lansing and Lansing, but anybody from the state is welcome to drive in and see the performance for free. I mean, what more could you ask for? A free, beautiful performance, right? To really start off and kick off Hispanic Heritage Month here in the state of Michigan. So we're very excited. We're, I, as the executive director, am just so happy with the thoughtfulness behind this on behalf of the commissioners, and how interested they were in, bringing this performance and providing it for the community. So yeah, we're just really excited to have them, and we hope that people will come out. The registration link for the show can be found on our website. And our website, just to let everybody know, is www.michigan.gov/OGM/commissions/HLCOM. And under the announcement section, it says Ballet Nepantla Mistica flyer. You can click on that and it will take you to the link. You fill out the form and then you get registered. So every person who attends, we would really like them to register. The registration ahead of time is necessary. And we're so happy to be able to partner with Michigan State University and several departments and programs at the university to bring this performance to the community. So yeah,
that's amazing. Andrea, you were saying that you created this dance and this Mistica ballet or piece during the pandemic. And tell us a little bit of the creation process. You were saying that you were in the house, locked down like many of us were. And a lot of great things came out of the pandemic, I had heard a lot of stories. Tell us more about that.
Sure. So I'll go a little bit more into the memorial piece that I briefly mentioned. Our biggest support community here in New York City come from Puebla, from Chinantla, and a couple, I guess, not even a couple months into the COVID pandemic, when it hit New York City really hard, we found out that we lost at least 30 people already from our tight-knit community who come to our shows every single year. And they help us put on our fundraising gala every year. It's just this beautiful, supportive community of people. And so almost immediately I said, we need to do something. We need to create something in memorial for them, because, as artists, that's what we do. We tell stories about what's happening in the world, and whether it's, beautiful things or terrible things, that we try to make beautiful somehow. So that's the only thing I knew to do. I approached my co-director, Martin, and I said, hey, do you want to create this piece? And he said, absolutely, I would love to collaborate on this. And so he made up his portion for half of our dancers, and I made up my portion for the other half of the dancers. And everybody sent us videos of themselves in, these tiny little spaces. And what I did was I edited all the videos together to be on one, I guess, screen. And everybody was dancing in sync, and I put the music over it, and it came out really beautiful. And you can actually we ended up creating a lot of pieces like this. You can find all of them on YouTube. If you go to YouTube and search Ballet Nepantla, maybe Mistica, or if you search for the specific names of the pieces, So there's Chinantla, there's Palo, there's Martiniana, and it kept us going. It kept us creative. It kept my dancers, hopeful, I think. And a lot of dance companies, I mean, and not to blame, there's really wasn't anything you could do, especially without funding or performances during that time. But a lot of dance companies kind of just stayed quiet and didn't do anything. And I found it the perfect opportunity to create a new show, because it wasn't worth, doing online rehearsals for things that we've performed a million times. So I thought, how do I keep my dancers hopeful and interested by creating new work? And so we created the first half of a bunch of these pieces from home, and left the rest for when we're in the studio again. So a lot of these dances in this show are really cool because they start in a little special, very stationary. And then from about halfway on, the dancers use a whole stage. And that would represent the portions of the dances that we created after the reopenings and stuff. So,
And where are your dancers from?
All over. It's a very diverse group of dancers. I think right now maybe about half of us are Mexican or Mexican American, and the other half are, anywhere from Brooklyn Italian. We have a Japanese dancer. We have a Peruvian dancer from Lima. We have, oh my gosh, sorry. Yeah, I think we have a Mexican Italian dancer, and then we have 3 dancers from Mexico, and the rest of us are Mexican American. Yeah, so from all over.
And what can the audience expect to feel after leaving your show? And at the show, what can you tell them?
Yeah, I think come to the show expecting to see the unexpected. Expecting to see something you've never seen before, because the way that Ballet Nepantla incorporates so many styles and genres of dance is super unique. And also with the use of black light, it just kind of takes this show, a Dia de Muertos show, to a new level. You're going to see ballet dancers on point. You're going to see contemporary dance. You're going to see Afro-Cuban dance. And traditional Mexican folklorico, and a fusion of a little bit of everything. So yeah, expect to see something you've never seen before, and also expect to leave feeling hopefully inspired, but definitely having felt a large range of emotions. There's a lot of somber moments, especially in the beginning, but the reason we put Act 2 in the afterlife at the end of the show, or in the second half, is to leave the audience feeling hopeful and rejoiced, and knowing that our ancestors are celebrating and dancing in the afterlife.
That's pretty cool. Well, thank you, ladies, so much for this interview, and friends, Mistica on September 15 at 7 p.m. at the Wharton Center of Performing Arts in Lansing. But people, you need to register in order to attend this amazing show. Thank you so much for your time and for this interview.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. Bye.